My quiet little. That went well. Hi, guys. Hi, Lord Kiss Freak. Hi, Chris. Hi, Henny. Hi, Ben. Hi, Lene. Hi, Pup Grimmer. Golly, it's good to see all y'all. Hi, Rolling Stone. Who am I missing? Anybody? Hey, Ben.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, I've got something on my mind. Um, did you watch Tommy's video last night?
Yeah,
Okay. It really stirred some stuff up for me. Um, Sometimes I feel like a total fraud because I went to rehab and here I am 30 years later. I'm still sober, and I just feel like it's a FOMO thing. I feel like relapse is like a natural part of the process, but I was so scared to relapse because I recognized how close to death's door I had come, but it I have a lot of unanswered questions. you know am I really and truly an addict if I could do it in a one-time thing? you know Even though all the signs are there, it's not rational thinking here. I'm
yeah.
not
That's
talking about anything rational. I'm thinking about just the what we call in recovery, stinking thinking.
okay. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
And it's like I almost called Steve last night and said, I really want to relapse. Can I just do it once?
You did with these. You did with those. That was your relapse.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, one of the 20% then, Carol. Yeah. Yeah.
I just got Kiss Freak's message.
Oh, man. Now we have to look at his face too. What? So anyway, yeah, there is a part of me that feels like a total fraud. I have relapsed many times. I envy you, Carol. You should be proud. I
Yeah,
should be. But when somebody relapses, I don't have that experience base that I would like to be able to have, you know? And I don't know.
so
There
you're
there have always been some unresolved issues around the way that I quit,
oh, interesting.
you
Well,
know?
I would think,
And I
you're
don't
able
even
to
want I'm
quit.
not even interested in the drinking part or doing drugs. I'm interested in what it means for me,
Hmm. Oh,
you know?
so you don't think your story is, I shouldn't use the term story, but you know what I mean. I don't mean story isn't fiction, but you're thinking your story isn't as valid because it
Yeah.
wasn't hard enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I feel like a fraud sometimes, talking about being clean and sober for however long. I always have. Hi.
That is
Hey,
really interesting. That wow.
uh, can I just real fast? Happy birthday, Stasia.
Hey,
Thank
Stacia, happy
you.
birthday. That's right.
Thank
It's
you.
Friday. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh. Happy
it's
birthday.
birthday day.
Yes.
I've been running
So,
around like crazy, but and getting phone calls done, but that was my birthday gift to me. I needed to get some stuff done to feel a little bit better, so I
okay.
literally exhausted the calls I could make today.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
That's a good birthday present to yourself,
Yeah.
getting that unpleasant stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
So, Rolling Stone is asking, so you've never relapsed, and so you're wondering if you are even an addict. Interesting. Well, no, I'm not even really wondering if I'm an addict. I just feel like I skipped out on part of the process of nailing that down to the floor with you need 3 pry bars to get it up. There's always just that little nick of a question. Could I?
Mm-hmm.
It's been 20 years. Could I? It's been
Mm-hmm.
25 years. Could I now? It's been coming up on 30 years, and I'm still asking, could I though?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you everyone for the birthday wishes. And personally, in my experience, I quit for quite a long time. I was sober for quite a long time. And then having it come back into my life, I realized how quickly I went right back into it.
Yeah.
I was
The
like,
only time
oh,
that
you know what? And it's like, oh, okay. Okay, I can handle a little bit. I can handle this. And then eventually, I didn't notice when, but it got out of control.
Okay. I quit a few times here and there, but I just kind of naturally eased back into it. And I quit when I was pregnant.
Mhm.
And after a time, and I quit for quite a while after I was pregnant, but then for quite a while, I was like, I am miserable. Why am I trying to be sober? I am absolutely 100% through and through miserable. This
Mhm.
is stupid.
Mhm.
I don't think that's true. This time I went back to rehab each 6 times. Hi, Cosmic. I don't think that's true. This time I went back to rehab. Each 6 times I got worse. They made me worse. So you didn't need to tie it down or grow it down or whatever the expression was you dodged. A bullet. Yeah,
Mhm.
and it was worse when I had quit all those months, pregnancy, and then afterwards, it was darker. It was not,
Mhm.
I didn't have the fun stuff that I used to have with it, and I have to remember that. I have to remember that.
Yep.
The slide is a quick one. Remember that terrible feeling, Carol.
Well,
Mhm.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
sounds like you did have a relapse a couple times.
yeah.
You wanting a harder relapse, or
No, I never did I never did any meetings or anything like that when I tried to quit. I had a counselor that was telling me that I should do that. I should go to meetings. And I'm like, how come? I don't have a problem. See, I'm quitting. What's the
Mhm.
deal? You know, I
Mhm.
just really, my dumb little brain, my brain is so dumb with this stuff. It is dumb. It is a dumb beast.
so
It runs rampant in me from
you
time to time.
actually
Like I said,
wanted
I'm
it,
not really interested in the alcohol itself. I'm not really interested in the drugs. I'm interested in that nagging question that still lingers.
but you wanted it to be harder. Is what you're
I
saying.
don't know, maybe.
Mhm.
Oh,
Needing a meeting, pass. Carol, needing a meeting, pass. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna clearly, if I were gonna do it, I could have done it many times over. The
Yeah.
opportunities have been there, you know, even with knowing how my husband feels about it, there wasn't anything much he could do to have stopped me.
Nothing.
He worked nights, you know.
I'd rather she slept around than did again. That would be a lot easier fix and a lot less. Alcohol, you're fucked.
Mhm.
Well, yeah.
I shouldn't say that, but it gets you drunk. You know that it gets every human drunk. There's an amount of alcohol you can do, and it overwhelms the system for any living creature.
I
Mhm.
love thank you for this, Shell. Carol at Needy Meeting, even if you could drink without going off the deep end, which I doubt you could, alcohol is poison, and as we are older, we don't do well with it. Hangovers.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, you know, my insides were raw for a good solid 2, 3 months after when I did finally go to rehab.
Mhm.
I was like, I really damaged my body, and I didn't know if I was gonna recover or not. Why is my mic not working? I can't
No,
hear.
it's
Hello,
fine.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's working really
Yeah.
well.
On.
I'm not able to hear them is the kind of my problem.
Can you hear him now?
Testing, testing.
Hello?
Okay, and I can't hear myself.
Now,
There it is. Thank you. Okay.
do they hear you?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, we can hear you.
they hear me.
You're perfect.
So, thank you, Seventh Son, Steve. So yeah, it really stirred some stuff up, and I have been tempted right where Tommy is. I didn't have to tell any of my doctors that I had to do rehab back in 94.
Mhm.
I chose to when they were trying to give me heavy duty painkillers for whatever I was there about, or, you know, I could have gotten swept up in the opioid crisis, but I went to rehab in 94. We didn't know what opioid crisis was.
Mhm.
It was a
Mhm.
different world when I was doing drugs.
Do you feel a little bit of imposter syndrome
A little
around
bit.
it?
I
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Oops. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Let me see here. Oh, well, let's put the earbuds in the ear and let's see if that helps.
While you're doing that, hey, Rolling Stone, CK, Pup Groomer, glad you're here. Rev, glad you're here. CK, seen you. Seventh,
Okay.
glad you're here. Lene, Henny, Mischief,
Thank you for doing that.
Zelda, Shell, Lord Kiss Freak. Is that everybody? Yeah, I think so. Anybody
If
that
we
I missed,
missed
I'm
anybody,
sorry.
we didn't mean to. We
Yeah.
love you.
Yes, so glad all of you are here.
Yeah. Mischief says, I tried quitting lots of times before I did, but I never drank after my first AA meeting. I feel so fortunate that I met my sponsor and others there who carried me for the first few years. Yeah, I hear ya.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I hear ya.
Kingdom, hello. Glad you're here. Yeah, and I gotta tell you, it was really hard for me to watch Tommy's video last
Tough
night.
one.
I don't know what to do in those situations. I don't know what to say to somebody. I don't know what the right
Same
words
boat.
are.
Hmm.
Same boat.
I just don't know. And but I cried, and I had kind of
Yeah.
seen, I could see it. I could kind of see where Tommy's topics and how he was communicating was different, and I could
Yeah.
see where it wasn't the same Tommy that was when I came onto the boat. But I didn't know that's what I was seeing, like until he said this is what happened, I didn't
Yeah.
know. And I didn't
Hmm.
know in conversations to be like, are you okay? And he actually said to me, he's like, he goes, I'm struggling over here, kid. And I felt bad because I was like, oh my God, was that a reach out and I missed it? Um, and
Well, you're not,
I
you're not,
don't
you're not, you're not in any way responsible for his or anybody else's sobriety. So
right.
just
And
know
and then and
that.
I thought, you know what? I knew that it wouldn't have been to me. Like, and that's not a dig on me. It's just I wouldn't have been the person to go to help him with that. So I think it was just more a statement. than anything else. And but to see him struggle, to see him say that, and then to see some of the responses and some of the trolls in the
Oh my
in the
God.
chat,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
They
like,
things like that just really bring them out of the woodwork. It's just
yes,
sick.
what
It's
is
sick.
wrong with people? I mean,
It's
this is
sick.
somebody who has struggled with it for a long time, you know,
Yeah.
and to be
Yeah.
cheerful about that to me is just
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
disgusting, you know? I
Yeah.
mean,
I
talk
may
about
not I
one
may
to
not
bring out the
know
turkey leg.
exactly what to say experientially, but I know not to celebrate that. That's just that I mean, my heart was broken.
Yeah, they're
And not
apparently
because he disappointed me. I was so proud of him for telling the truth.
Sure.
Yes. I mean,
there were a lot of
From the
trolls as
word
well.
go. From the word go, I was so proud of him for telling the truth.
Is this working?
That took so much courage.
Wow, there was that many for Kids Freak. I didn't realize there. I mean, I saw a couple, but I thought that was it.
oh yeah, no, I mean, yeah, good wrenches are so important. Um, it just it made me cry because I watched my friend get on
Yeah.
the internet and share a story. Like he said that he didn't have to share. And
No. He didn't owe anybody any of that.
no, no, and no one would have known.
Yep.
And I think that that is a good sign of somebody who really wants to work on their
Yeah.
sobriety,
Yeah.
who says, I did this.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, I don't know what to say in these
Mhm.
situations. I probably say everything you're not supposed to say.
Is
But
this working?
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Okay. I
you
was
can,
just going to say, like, there's nothing right to say other than to be supportive.
That's right. That's right. That's
That's the
right.
only right thing to be. There's nothing. There's nothing you can say even.
yeah,
Because yeah, like, and I'm so sorry that he's going through all of this, but I'm glad that he's been
Me
honest
too.
about it because it shows that
Yeah.
it
It's
shows.
hard right now, but it's gonna feel so much better as time goes by and as he gets perspective.
Yeah, I
yeah.
kind of hope that
Yeah.
people stop the trolling and finding glee out of it. I just don't even understand it.
That just is just sick and disgusting.
Yeah.
You know,
So
All you can do is appreciate his honesty and admitting his struggles. I felt the same. I cried too, Christy, but I know he did the right thing confronting it head on. Yeah, he did. He was absolutely courageous.
hmm
I just, wow. I mean,
yeah, I just think it's
if I had to come to you guys and say, after almost 30 years, I fell off the wagon. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I could do
we'd
it.
be as loving and supporters as we are towards Tommy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
So
know
it's
that.
just
And I know that about
yeah,
each and every one of you guys. You guys are just amazing.
yeah. But it's really sad that you could feel that way. Of all the people that you should be able to tell is the
Exactly.
recovery group.
But I mean, the first person you let down is yourself.
Yeah.
Now, how
So
you don't even want to face it yourself. How are you going to face somebody else with it? But
yeah,
that's recovery.
The person who
yeah,
punishes you most.
and
Yeah.
yeah, as well. As they say, recovery isn't linear. It doesn't just go. That's it. It's a. It's a journey. It's not just a trip. I guess you could say. Drug reference. Sorry.
Well, I'm really glad he has friends like Helen Valentine, things like that, and people like that, because I realize this is the whole what's the mindset I want to call this um what do you call it
Debbie Doodles.
empathic thing, but I always know when people make that kind of mistake, they're usually beating themselves up so bad that I'm
Hmm.
afraid to say anything. It's like, he
Yeah.
probably, I don't know that life so much. It's like, okay, maybe they need a firmer drill instructor type person.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
do that. It's like, yeah, I was just so glad because I couldn't think of anything to say, whether to be encouraging or anything. It's like
I
this.
want, I want to tell you, a Rolling Stone, how much this means to me. I think of you as a long recovered alcoholic with a lot to offer and an example of a good sober life. I don't think you need to be a fresh mess to be effective here. I think you're an imposter. Thank you.
I agree with Rolling Stone. I really
Yeah.
Yeah.
do. You know, I mean, you
Oh,
have,
well, I think most people wouldn't like to be a fresh mess. I'd like to not be fresh in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a mess. I'll be
You
a
know,
hot
and
mess.
truth be told, if I wanted to be that fresh mess, I would have been.
Alexa, stop.
Alexa wants in.
Yeah, she always lets me know when it's 5 o'clock on Friday.
I always think it's really funny when someone says something about the other thing, the Googs one, and then
Yeah.
like, they say it on the TV, and my Googs is like, "What? You talking to me?" And I'm like, "No, not you, shut up."
My mom and I, we have to mute each other if she asks her, little ball a question. She's like, now mute your phone, because otherwise they both answer at the same time. It's great and it's annoying at the same time. Like, I love her reminders. And if you're ever on the phone with me Sunday night at about 5-6 o'clock, you're gonna hear her say, "Don't forget to take out the trash can." She
Oh,
reminds me of
I
everything.
was
But I didn't mean to interrupt. So
well, it's fine.
go.
I was so mad at NA telling my daughter not to drink when she got clean, but she did have a battle with alcohol later in her life. Okay, so maybe it's the best way to stay away from anything that is mind altering. I think everybody's recovery is individual.
yeah.
Mhm.
There's no right or wrong way to go about it other than to just do the best you can, because that's all you really can do at the end of the day.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
I
and
agree with
Debbie got
that.
a good point too, with the fact that if you take up a substance at the same rate as what you did when you gave up the substance, it can be quite dangerous. But
Yeah.
I don't. To be honest, I didn't really watch too much of it because it felt like reading someone's diary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just and like seeing someone break down, like be so hurt. It
Yeah.
was hurtful, if that makes sense. It was too hurtful.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch him be hurt about it. Yeah, if that makes sense, because it
It
was just like,
does.
yeah, because we've all been through it. I think at some point, early or late stage of recovery, you go through this,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't. But I'm always there.
I cried because
Oh
I've
yeah,
been there.
and he
He
was
showed he
amazing.
trusted his crew. Yeah, Lene.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I think for me, it's kind of one of those things like um what made it so impactful was he came on and he said, "Don't suffer in silence. We're here for each other. We're a peer support group." If the leader isn't willing to share, then and be honest, how can everybody else feel like, it how can everybody else feel I know people feel encouraged, but it's even more encouraging when the person who's in charge comes on and says, "I messed up."
Yep.
It's kind of like why I share things here. It's not the same,
Yeah.
but like I can't come on here and give you guys advice or tell you what I think or share anything and not share my struggles with you. Like that's not right and it's not fair. And so I understand why he did it. I just think it was very brave. And for Spanx to be on his way there and have Johnny
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's got some people around him for that, and
Yeah.
it
I admire him
No,
too, Zelda. I do. I have so much. I always had respect for him, but I have so much more respect for him now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
wait, it says read Debbie's explanation, you guys.
oh yeah, that was about the hang on,
Your body doesn't change if you do. It's still the same where you left it. So when you relapse, you start where you were. Yeah.
Maybe someone can explain how if
Yeah.
you start using again after being cover, you start the same tolerance that could have killed him. Yeah, you know, your body builds up a resistance, a tolerance when you're
That's
in
why you end
active
up taking more and
addiction.
more of things. Yeah.
That's right. And you do have to take more and more to feel any effects over eventually. That was my experience. And if you are clean, you've got all of that out of your body and out of your system, and you hit it as hard as you hit it before, yeah, it can kill you. It
Yeah.
can kill you, whether it's alcohol or heroin or, there are a lot of things like that that can, take the same dosage that you took before. So many people have lost their lives that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's unreal.
I'm pretty sure
Your body doesn't stop because you too. Yeah.
Amy
Yeah.
Winehouse, she died from alcohol poisoning because she drank after detox.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, everyone's like, oh, it was drugs. No, it was alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she
Yeah.
alcohol poisoning. So because she
Mhm.
got out of detox and did the rehab and all that sort of stuff, and then drank at the same level that she was before she went in and killed her.
Yeah.
I'm very,
Yeah.
very lucky that I had many years off, but the first time I used MDMA again after many years, I only took a little bit, but the second time I wanted that feeling that I remembered last. And I took far more than I should have. I was in withdrawals immediately the next day. Like
Oh,
as
wow.
soon as I couldn't sleep, I was very lucky, very lucky.
Yeah.
Even though I stayed using it, I still feel very lucky that I didn't do something so stupid that I unalived myself.
Wow. Your body doesn't stop because you do. Debbie Doodles says it's still the same where you left it. Yeah. And it makes sense. So when you relapse, you start where you were. And I'm
Yeah.
so proud of him. He didn't stay out, says Lene. And I like this comment from Henny a lot. Carol, come on now. Come on up here. Come on. Carol, perhaps it's hard to see Tommy struggle when he's been such a healing rock for many. But as humans, there will be struggles and relapses. Just support and comfort each other as life brings obstacles. Great
Yeah.
advice.
Do you know
CK,
what I think
and
is
since you haven't
perfect
used,
about
your body can't tolerate it like it did.
what I think is absolutely perfect about this is that not perfect, but him coming out and saying this sort of stuff is because what can you say? Like these sort of groups can become a little bit cult-like. The leader is perfect and I can do nothing wrong. And Tommy is our dear leader. Sorry, that's a Chinese reference. But it's like to see him be fallible it's the opposite of what cults do. The leader is always,
Yeah,
perfect. So
that's right.
So he's
Right.
actually by saying this, he's actually doing the opposite. He's showing that he is fallible. Well, you should know that, but he's showing it. And he's admitting it, and he's being honest about it, and that's something that's really, really important for those of us who find it really difficult.
I got to a point last night. I was lurking. I wasn't talking in the chat until a certain point where he said where he started talking about him suffering in silence. And immediately I'm like, this is not what this boat is. I wish that,
Yeah.
and I just hope he got enough support last night from the crew and everybody that loves him. And I know that Johnny and Spanx are there around him and he's going to have them. But I really hope that he understands the crew doesn't want him to suffer in silence.
And Cedar's around as well.
Perfect.
So it's just, all we can do is like if any of us fall over, we'll just be around and help him up.
Yeah.
I want to read this one. And CK, I thought I read all of Debbie's. If I missed something, Maybe I need to make you a moderator so you can star stuff for me. 6 months of sobriety. I had 1 white wine and soda on December 31st and went home and drank all of the alcohol in the house. Nothing had changed. For me, the problem was addiction.
Yeah.
A Rolling Stone is addiction. A person's drug of choice is secondary to the disease itself. Not that I'm not now that I'm not drinking, I'm eating like one of Carol's goats. I have a lot of work.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Even like
Yeah.
Carol's goats. I need one of Carol's goats to come mow my lawn.
Oh man, Debbie.
Yeah.
Man, Debbie, I'm so sorry. Relapse unalived my sweet cousin after 5 years off of
Wait. Oh my God.
heroin, maybe.
I think
Oh
so.
man. Yeah,
Gosh, I missed that episode, Debbie.
it's no joke. It's very dangerous to relapse on certain substances, especially.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Word.
because like, especially, I would think that doing something that like heroin or, well, I don't know. I've never done any of that, so I don't know. But I think picking up a drink would be, depending on the level, like you can't know exactly how much you're going to get in whatever you get. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like saying like, okay, well, this glass has got 1.2 and it's always got 1.2 drinks in it. Whereas when you're getting something like that, you never know what quality of stuff you're getting. So you never know what grade, I guess you could call it. So you could be taking something a lot stronger than what you've ever been used to, considering how like drugs, like what do I call it? Like they evolve over time, like, you know, fentanyl or whatever. They're so much stronger now. The illegal version is so much stronger than the legal version, you know, like, because this is what they do. They change a little bit, they make a little bit, you know, they just change a little bit. But it's just, yeah, it's just, that's one of the reasons why I don't think having alcohol as an addiction is lucky. But of all, no, I don't think it's better than any of them, to be honest. But at least I know exactly what I'm getting when I go to the shop and get it, because I can get my drug of choice from a shop.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes you wonder, maybe if they did put some sort of regulation and made it a little bit safer, because we're never going to get away from drugs.
Yeah.
Always going to be drugs. If they put in some regulation,
Yeah.
made it so you could go somewhere and test it, so know exactly what you're taking, know exactly what's in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would
Oh, they should do that.
that would, yeah, they should do that.
Yeah, well, they
I
haven't.
100%. I would 100% vote for anybody that proposed that.
Well, they actually have drug testing things at stations at music festivals over here. Well, they did in Victoria. I'm not sure if they still do.
Oh, wow.
So you can go up with your whatever your party drug. I think it's MDMA is the party drug of music festivals.
Yeah.
And you can go up and you can get it tested and see what's in it. Because we had a whole bunch of people overdosing on MDMA because of the heat, and the heat makes you does everything, and MDA raises everything. So, but if they had there was like I don't know 15, 20 people at some recent music festival because of MDMA, and if they didn't know how much they were getting. So, you know,
Right.
and that's
Right.
I think is the dangerous thing for addicts, especially drug addicts, is they never know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
We don't have
It's dangerous. Any street drug can and most likely does have fentanyl additives now. Yeah,
And
like I said, a different world than 1994.
yeah, and I was
Sorry,
testing
but
for
why
that
did the
last
doctor put
year.
me in?
Yeah, sorry, for that last year, I was testing everything because of that second time after I had quit
Yeah.
and how I had reacted. I knew it wasn't just MDMA. I could feel that it wasn't, and I needed to know. And after
Okay.
that, I figured out how to test, and every single drug I
Okay.
took, I tested for fentanyl. So if it had it, I would probably, I wasted a few $100s a few times and just got rid of it because of that horrible experience that one time. But like there is risk reduction ways, but at the same time, those risk reduction ways did nothing for me. I would
Okay.
just go harder. I would be like, oh, it's clean, it's good. I would just go harder.
Rebecca, hello. Glad you're here.
Yes. Hi,
You know,
Rebecca. Zelda, I'm sorry, but why did that doctor prescribe them to him knowing his history? it falls on us to be the one to reveal.
He
You know,
said that
and
he
not,
did
and
not.
even
Yeah.
then, there's no guarantee that your doctor really knows what he's dealing with addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and he said last night, he said when he said what he was going to prescribe, he goes, I did not speak up. I just sat there.
Yeah.
And so that's
I've
part
been
of
tempted to do that a time or two. I sure have.
And you know what?
Paul, I will be right back.
That's kind of the thing that you do with, was it Valium that he took? Was it Valium or
I
something
forgot
else?
what
A
it was.
benzo or something?
It was
I
something.
just know
well,
it was the benzo family.
Yeah, well, as something, when I was getting prescribed Valium, because it's so hard to get, if you get prescribed over here, you keep that script whether you need it or not until you need it next time, because it's like, that's what you do. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but it's just like, why do they make drugs so hard that we feel like we need to stop them?
It was Valium.
Yeah. So when I get Valium now, I get like 10 at a time, even though they come in a pack of 50. So that I use my 10. I can only use it. Well, I don't even use it anymore. I haven't for months. It was for anxiety. But when I was using it, I would take it and then I wouldn't take as much.
Yeah.
Just in case I needed it in the future.
Yeah.
Definitely,
It's
Debbie.
It's like
And-
stock.
Well, and the thing I was I think a lot of doctors, I think a lot of them don't take it seriously. I think once
No,
find
they
out
don't.
how-
They
think, oh, okay,
don't.
well, because I'm not addicted.
They have
I know.
carte blanche access to anything and everything. You know, who knows? Maybe the majority of them are addicts themselves, so they're definitely not going to take it seriously. I don't know, but they don't.
Well,
I know that for a fact.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there with high careers that you would think, oh no, they couldn't, but they all do. You know, like it's like lawyers. One of the reasons I don't trust lawyers because I went to a party with my sister and she had a whole bunch of people there and they're all doing cocaine, and I'm just like, my lawyer's on cocaine. Are you all on cocaine?
Yeah.
I've never seen this before, and I'm just like, but if they're lawyers and they're doing cocaine on the weekends, what are they doing to their brain? And then they're going out and trying to save people or ruin people, whatever side they're on, whatever, you know, like it's just, but I want, if I have a lawyer or a police officer or a doctor, I want to know that they are sober because
right on. You know,
same as a pilot.
Good on you if you can find that doctor.
Yeah.
Well, I have one now. She's very lovely, but it's just
Right
like,
on.
it's just amazing to me. Like they're just like, yeah, have all of this, and then when there's problems, you're like, oh well,
right?
you do it to yourself, yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. I was talking to one place today and they were shocked that I was prescribed Ativan with my issues. Even though like I got the prescription in November and I've got 12 or 13 left. But still, they were shocked. They're like, if you were my sister, I'd be pissed off at that doctor.
Yeah.
I would be very upset at that doctor for giving you that specifically, even though they knew every single one of your issues.
Ooh.
And like, so recently becoming sober too, like it would have only been under a month. I would have been sober off of hard drugs and chemicals.
Right on.
So,
Well, at least
so I'm
you're
proud
here
of
to
myself.
be that now.
Yeah.
Also, happy birthday.
Thank you.
From the future.
Yes, happy birthday.
Yeah,
37 today.
37? Nah, you don't 27. You can't even be in your 30s. I don't believe you.
There's enough gray hairs, you just can't see them.
And through the black.
You're still made of rubber, heck. You're bulletproof. You don't even know you're going to die yet, so heck. Yeah.
For now. Thanks, PK.
All this crap happens to you after you're 40. So.
Naloxicam. I'll look it up. Naloxicam. Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you, Tammy.
Yes.
It's a non-steroidal and anti-inflammatory drug, NSAID. So I say it's...
What is AID? Do you know?
non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. That's what that means. So I was just reading out the
Okay.
word. Yeah. So I just
Okay.
think it's non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. So that'd be like, I think we've got something called ibuprofen over here that's like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just going through the rest of it. So okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm really proud that Tommy came out and said everything that he did last night. And
Me too.
you know what? I'm happy that people talked him out of getting on alive, as blurry as he would have been a couple hours earlier, but I'm also proud of him for coming on while he was still coming down.
I am too.
I'm really proud of him for that, and
I am too.
I'm happy that he's got the people around, but I fear and I worry that it's not enough people. Maybe like does he need more physical people there? If not, like I just want to make sure that like
You know, at the end of the day, it's on him.
yeah. That's
And
true.
he's already taken ownership, and he knows what he needs to do.
That's true.
And he's doing it.
Oh yeah.
And he's doing it.
He's
You know,
leading by example right now. He's literally leading by
yes.
example. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the matter? My dog's crying. I
Oh,
don't know what the problem is. She's sad too. Yeah. Yeah.
she's like, I want to be involved.
She puts herself in the corner. She's so silly.
Tommy was Debbie Doodles. Tommy was truly raw. He was genuine. He was practicing what he preaches. 100%.
Yeah. So, and as he said when he said stuff about his memory stuff, we as a crew will keep the boat going, especially considering that sometimes the captain needs to have a bit of a break, I would think.
Well, yeah, especially doing twice a day like he does. My Lord.
Well, sometimes
Right.
he does more than that, like I'm struggling trying to keep up with the announcements sometimes on the Discord. I'm like, there's another one, because I'm supposed to be getting like, you call them notifications, and then I put it up on the Discord, and then, or me or Anna usually, and it's just like, there's another one, there's
Yeah.
another one, there's another one.
Yeah.
That's right, Lene. That's right. Oh, Lene, I believe Tommy said
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
he didn't tell the doctor because he was already in relapse mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, that makes a lot
Yeah.
more sense to what I know of.
It does. It
Yeah,
makes total
because
sense.
Because
Yeah.
I think I remember him saying something about before he moved, there was some issues as well. It's not been a short thing. It's been long.
This is so true, Mischief. If you want to use/drink, you will find a way no matter how many around you. That's my experience working in a rehab. True.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, if you're lying to yourself about
what?
Sorry. Oh no, I was just saying, if you're lying to yourself about being in relapse, you're probably going to lie to people around you that you're having trouble as well.
Yeah.
Well,
I
not lie,
admire him
just
even
hide.
more that he put it all out there. I think having Spanx physically present with him will make a big difference. An ex-addict
Awesome.
family member who knows Tommy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I didn't have anybody who loved me around me when I was going through rehab.
Wow.
And yeah, it's tough.
That's great, Seven. I'm glad. Well, not only that, like when I was doing my detox, I was in detox, you're not allowed visitors at all. So I was literally alone, and all I could do was call people that I had their numbers and stuff. But sometimes you have to be alone. It is a solo struggle, but it's a solo struggle with props, like supports that keep us up and keep us supported, so that we don't. It is a solo struggle though, and we're the only ones who can actually make the choice, but they're not. Yeah, unless someone's like jabbing you with a needle, then not your choice.
Well,
but and that happens too.
That's just diabolical. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know people that.
Ooh. He has his mom, son, brother, and many loving friends. That's a lot more support than most of us have. Tommy's going to be okay. He said himself, it's the success that scared him, not to mention the stress. And seventh son, Steve, says, I had a great conversation with Tommy. He has a great handle on the situation. I believe that. And I feel I see that. Yeah.
I think so too. And that's one of the things that I was like, it's hard watching someone in their rawest moments when you just.
It is, but it's also so important that he
It is,
shared
yeah,
that with
it is.
us, because, I had to examine my own recovery, and that's good to do. It's good to do that. There's never such a thing as having a handle on it.
Yep.
I mean, I can say that 30 years out, I'm pretty sure I already can see the outcome of where a relapse, takes me.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I think there needs to be a bit of a distinction about relapse and lapse. I think what Tommy went through was actually a relapse because it was over a long period of time, even though he only imbibed at the end. Whereas a lapse is like a short period and it hasn't derailed you in any way other than, shit, this is what I did, won't do that again. Don't want to, but that's what lapse is. Whereas relapse is a long-term thing, and it's harder to get out of. So I think sometimes someone having one drink or one experience, okay, probably not good for you, but that's a lapse. A relapse is a long, sustained period of time where you're either thinking about it, or doing it, or whatever. You know when you're. I kind of personally think that people know when they're lapsing, but they don't want to admit it.
And I think that the person knows deep down what they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they know.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had people falling
do
over.
lie to themselves, but you can't.
Yeah, yeah. We're the easiest ones to lie. Each of us can lie to ourselves better than anybody can lie to us. If that's what we want to do.
Yeah, but generally, most of us still know we're lying unless we're some sort of psychopath.
Yeah, right.
It definitely made me think about where I stand right now in the whole process with how I'm feeling, just with the things going on, and how easily it could be for me to just give in. To just give in.
And were I in your shoes, I might have by now.
Yeah. And I'm so happy. I still have that one little rollie over there. It's over there. It still hasn't been touched, and I'm happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can definitely tell you there was a couple of times where I was like, oh, I want that. I just want to escape from this for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So that I can relax. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm sleeping. That's what I remind myself. It's like, I'm exhausted by the end of the day and I'm sleeping. So why am I going to take that?
Why do you keep it? Is it a test?
It's not a test. It's a memento.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the thing that I want to keep a hold of to say, look, I actually did it.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, marijuana's been in my life since I was 13 years old.
Wow.
So it's been a very long time I've used, and now this is the longest time since being pregnant with my daughter that I have, and my son, that I haven't used.
Wow.
So, a pregnancy is not involved this time.
Yeah, get yourself a little test tube, put it in it, and then that's your little.
Yeah.
They really come in test tubes over there. I always thought that was in it. But yeah, I was just thinking, and one day you can say that was my last, if you want that to be, or that was my last of that period of time,
Exactly.
I didn't take it because I didn't need it,
Yeah, I've got it hidden away in a little black container. I can't get to it too easily, so it's good that I've hidden it away. But it's the thing that I want to keep, to say I really, really did it this time.
Right on.
That's good.
Okay.
I was wondering because I know I tested myself.
The time will come when you will know exactly what to do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it on the wall in the shadow box.
I want to read some of these comments because they're really good. Carol and I have a long sobriety, but the truth is every one of us only has today. We are all Tommy today, 100%. We're all one drink, one drug away, one substance away from, right back where we came from. From experience, absolutely no one could get me to drink until it was my decision. Yeah. Tommy has 7 sons. Tommy has a sister and other family members within 10 miles of his front door. I'm so glad.
I think the last person we need to actually worry about right now probably is Tommy.
Yeah.
because he's aware of what's going through. You know,
Very
we've
aware.
got to worry.
Very,
I
very
feel
aware.
like we need to worry about, personally, those in the comments who are getting missed because they're struggling
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
need help. And yeah, because there's so many people who come there and they say things over and over again. They don't get. I think they want to get acknowledged, but by Tommy. But I just feel like sometimes, oh my gosh, sorry,
And
I was a bit shocked
and
by Pop Groomer's thing there.
I didn't do rehab, pup groomer. No doctor care. Mom didn't really care one way or the other. I was kind of on my own going through the withdrawal at 16 and still having to go to school and function. I think that's why I stayed away from relapsing on the drugs so staunchly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I can see
Yeah,
that.
I can relate to that.
well, see,
Definitely can
I
relate
grew
to
up
that.
around alcohol and marijuana and all that sort of stuff. So I was always the anti. So for me to develop this issue, I'm not alcohol. I am not alcoholism. I am just someone who has a problem with alcohol. But I thought that I thought that was my protective factor. But it's
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a good one, a Rolling Stone. We have to remember our disease wants to kill us. It wants us back. It lies to us and makes us lie to ourselves. Yep. We have to fight it every day. And some days we might not win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did too, Carol, says Zelda. Last night I really got scared and gave a lot of thought to my recovery. It was eye opening. It was. We are
Mhm.
all at arm's length from a drink, cunning, baffling, and powerful. Yeah, that I'd forgotten that that is a powerful AA statement. We are all at arm's length away, from a drink, cunning, baffling, powerful. I have an unopened eighth. Okay. And again, you'll know what to do with it when the time reveals itself for it to be known.
Yeah. Yeah.
the sky looks pretty.
Dip it in your bronze.
I just got this picture in meeting group. Yeah.
Until Tommy, I never heard that you could die from quitting alcohol cold turkey. I have quit cold turkey every time I tried to get sober, including this time. Lord
Well,
Kissfreak,
I didn't
I
know
quit
either.
cigarettes. Okay.
So I'm trying to read around
I quit.
I've got a ring light. So I'm like, trying to read around it.
Oh, okay. I quit cigarettes in 2017, and still I have one cigarette on my computer desk since then.
Yeah.
I did too, Lene, but in a Rolling Stone, but in retrospect, I think I was cutting it too close and should have got some help. I weaned myself, but I should have done it more slowly. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're alive to tell us
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'm
Well-
I'm really thankful for that.
I've had to inform lots of people of that because it was a fact I didn't know until I actually went into detox the first time, and they were telling us about it, and I was just like, "What? How?" And then they explained it. I'm like, oh. Because I was always like, "Okay, well, you're not going to die from alcohol unless you like drink like a severe amount."
Right.
But
Yeah.
quitting, I never thought you could die from quitting.
Yeah. I don't know how my mom survived going through DTs coming out of heart surgery. I don't know how she survived it, but she did at 82.
Jeez.
She survived by sheer will. You
Wow.
know, she survived every one of those times when she should have been, you know, I don't,
Making
but
pay
it
for it,
really
Seven.
was, it really was scary watching her go through that. I had a woman that first approached me on YouTube, says Seventh Son, find me via Messenger, wanting me to be gifted my seed in vitro fertilization.
Yes.
My day, it took 3 days, but heck, buy me a dinner and a movie.
I get what you mean. I was like, no, make her pay for it. You don't gift that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, but now I get what you mean. All right, doesn't matter.
Christy needs a link
I,
again.
I couldn't stand the thought of
yeah.
having a child of mine not being in my life. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a
Christy
lot
wants
to
link.
ask. That's a big, big ask.
Yeah. And Christy's asking for the link when you get a second. Oh, you got it. Never mind. I just saw it.
It feels like familiarity, but as let's see, Henny says, come on now. It feels like a familiarity, but is as far from home as can be.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the.
I'm not gonna read
Oh,
that
that's
one.
good.
I see some-
Yeah, it's
Not
really
gonna
funny.
read
Is
that out
telling
loud
them that,
either, but
telling them that
I
they
love
don't need
it.
that check anymore. You know, there's a blood test for that. They don't need to do that.
Yeah.
There's a blood test for it. So it's really funny when they go, oh, just for prostate exam. I'm like, do you know there's a blood test for that?
Yeah. When my husband went for a prostate check, he said he didn't even buy me a drink after the exam.
That's a good comment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
I
Yeah.
just saw your name then.
Here's a booger on a plate with a straw. Thank
Oh.
you so much.
Oh, how'd that happen?
Oh yeah.
If you can't,
Big pass.
if you can't
Thanks.
be witty, just be gross. I mean, come on. Gee.
I bet, Mischief.
I did finally find out, well, one of the things that's wrong with me, but I was so worried about getting the C word. But of all things, it turns out the iron in my blood gave me a condition called hemochromatosis, which your blood has
Okay.
way too much iron in it, and my blood is so thick they can't even draw it. So they tried like crazy. I mean, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh wow.
They
That looks like when I
yeah
get
they
it. Yeah.
they couldn't
So that's
fill. They had
the
to
opposite of
finally.
anemia.
So yeah, I just have to get my blood sucked out from time to time. It's like okay, so
So you only
I
just
don't
found
get
that
to
out.
wear the I don't get to wear the piece of duct tape like some people do. You know, some people who are like we're the cool kids. We wear duct tape now. I don't. We were the cool kids.
Carol's like, you're so weird. But it's just like yeah, so what is it called again? Is that that's like when you've got too much iron in the system?
That's exactly what.
Yeah, my
it
neighbour
is.
used to have that. Yeah, and I have not enough iron. So me and my neighbour used to be like, all right, we'll just sit here and like infuse each other. I'll take some of your iron.
Yeah.
So what do you do for it? Is there something that can
Just
be
get your blood
done?
taken out.
Yeah. That's the easiest. My diet is already compatible with Mediterranean, a lot of oil, things like that. But I'm already on that, so yeah, basically they just take blood out. You can also go through chelation, but chelation's
Okay.
hard on the liver, and I'm already doing that to get rid of the weed killer.
Okay.
But
What's chelation?
It's basically getting chemicals out of your system. You
Okay.
can
It's
do
like
it to get heavy
detox.
metals.
But it's
detox.
pretty gnarly. It takes a toll. There's a toll.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Well, my
still,
neighbour
It's
just
been
had
around
one
a
thing.
long time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'd say as long as blood has.
yeah, my blood was so thick they couldn't fill.
They'd be like,
Like,
ding.
Yeah, it didn't even come out. They had to use the vacuum tubes and keep
Oh,
filling
really?
those.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
my blood's so thick it won't. But it'll
Your
get
blood
there.
really is thicker than water.
Yeah, but it
So
also
are they going to
depends.
put you on any kind of blood thinners or anything?
Well,
Or
yeah, I'm going to do a couple before I go up next in 2 weeks, and I'll get more draw.
okay.
And yeah, and once you start it, things start going easier. But yeah, it
Okay.
explains why my heart's having issues because it's so thick. It's like a McDonald's. Yeah, it's like
That
a
makes sense.
Lord Kiss freak, and sucking on McDonald's milkshake, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Sorry,
a
I
lot
have
of
to
good
do
comments that I am
I
not
have to
going to
be
put up.
visual.
Thanks very much.
I still personally think it's from not having enough French silk chocolate pie, but My doctor seems to
Oh.
disagree with me.
I think they used to use for bloodletting. They still use leeches in some hospitals for bloodletting. But
Sometimes.
yeah, I think the iron thing was only really found when they could like look through the little looking at things. What are they called? Microscopes.
Yeah.
So yeah, before they'd just be like, "Oh, that person's weird. He doesn't seem to
Yeah.
bleed." No.
Yeah, we don't really use leeches too much here. We call them lawyers. So,
Oh, goodness.
Well, I have a ex-brother-in-law who's a car salesman, so I'd say that. Oh, really? Oh my God! Have you seen that maggot cheese? There's maggot cheese. There's cheese that's got maggots in it. Blech. Yeah, they're like eating cheese, and it's like. Have you ever seen the Lost Boys and the rice moves? That's what it looks like, but cheese. And just who was the first person who's like, you know what? That cheese has got maggots in it. Oh, it's still good.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, no, I'm not into it. Yeah, no, it's gross. It's really
I
gross.
was
I
trying to
mean,
get
some of the
this one
things
up.
people do is gross. Like, who was the first person to think of milking a cow?
Right?
What was on their mind? Yeah, oh, hang on.
Right?
That baby cow's drinking that. Oh, me too.
I'm going to take
We're
it now.
going into the weeds again. We're still in the weeds. Hello. Okay. I forgot to tell you regarding hoarding. I've done paperwork, recyclable clothes, throwaway clothes, and tomorrow it's old underwear. You may applaud and put on a tiara.
Fried toothpicks. What? Fried?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Love
Yeah, round of applause.
Fried toothpicks, huh? That sounds dangerous.
Yes.
The light it burns.
Awesome job, Mischief.
This is amazing,
You're
Mischief. That I'm proud of you. I'm really
Yes.
proud of you.
I'm
That's big.
excited for
That's
you.
big.
Paperwork's a big deal too, because that's not just paperwork's a big deal.
No.
Well, it's all
Yes.
a big deal. You know?
Yes, indeed.
Awesome. So glad to hear it. I'm sorry I had to jump off so quickly. So I will share with you guys that I will be moving and leaving Kentucky at the end of the month. I will be out by the first week of March. And I'm going to go back on the road with Michael. So I'm getting rid of all of my stuff, condensing everything down. Hold on.
Michael and Mickey.
One of my favorite things. Mute.
She needs to give the dog a middle name, I'm still thinking.
Right? Right? Yeah.
Mischief, you can't throw those things away. They're worth more than cars these days.
Yeah, we got some highways.
That's
There,
stern
y'all.
look.
Woo!
You saw that finger.
Yes. Well,
Hey,
and,
Huckleberry.
so a little side note. I used to watch Andy Griffith all the time. I love Andy Griffith, and he would always say, "Act like somebody." So I started saying it to my dogs, and now it's a thing. I'm like, "Get around and act like somebody." But what I was saying was, I was on the road with Michael for 7 years, and then came off the road, moved to Kentucky. We were here. Things kind of went sideways here a little faster than what we had anticipated. I was actually we were gonna buy a motorhome, and I was gonna go on the road the end of this year or the end of next year. And basically, I made a decision last night after some things happened that were honestly really shitty. That I was like, you know what, I'm done. And so I'm selling all of our stuff that's ours. I'm condensing everything down to a suitcase and a backpack, and I'm getting the dogs, and I've got a rehome shitty kitty. But actually, my daughter, my middle child, but my youngest daughter, is going to take her. So I'll be driving to San Antonio, Texas, to drop her off.
Yay.
So that's good. She'll have a good
That's
home.
yeah.
I made you whistle the end of the song. but it is a good thing. You know, I have been in Kentucky for 4 years, and or 3 years, and it's been really hard on our marriage to only see him a total of a week once a year, you know, and it's not even a week at a time, like a couple days here, a couple days there. And the last time that he was home, he kept saying, "Come on the road with me, go to Baltimore. Let's just get back on the road." And I really wanted to not leave this way. Um, I wanted to have the motorhome so that I didn't have to home Shitty Kitty and I could take a little bit more of our stuff. But uh, oh no, my daughter loves the name and she knows her name. So I kind of can't change her name because she knows it.
Well, I guess you can call her Pretty Kitty.
Yeah. Oh, you know, my daughter loved it. She's like, "Mom, of course you called your cat Shitty Kitty." But it last night was really the last straw for me. And for me to really be done with the situation and completely walk away from somebody is a very big deal. And that's what I'm doing. I told, and that's why I had to answer that phone call. That was Michael. And I said that, you know, I'm taking everything down off the walls. I'm repairing everything. I'm cleaning everything. And I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to explain anything. I just the hell out of Dodge. And
Yeah.
you know, it's and you know, I love my gypsy life. Like if you look back on my Facebook page, you see all these pictures of all of these travels in these beautiful places, and Michael and I together and smiling and happy. And the last 3 years, there's no pictures of Michael and I together. There's no memories over the last 3 years. He has his memories. I have. And it's not even memories. It's like he did this and I did that, but there was nothing together. And so when I haven't seen my mom in 3 years. I have a granddaughter I've never met. I haven't seen my daughter Taylor in probably 6 years. I haven't seen my brother in 4 or 5 years. I haven't seen my nephews in 4 years. It's been a long time since I've been home. And my mom, she was really cute about it last night when I called her and told her. I was really pissed off when I called her. And I don't, for me, I don't really get angry because there's no point in it for me. It's already done. Like, why are you gonna get mad over something that's done and that you can't control? But I was really mad. And she goes, you know, I'm really excited for you guys. She goes, this will be really good for your marriage, for you and Michael. And then she goes, I can't wait to see you. She almost started to cry. And then she goes, you know, of all of my kids, it's just me and my brother. She goes, I had no idea. She goes, my kids are feral, but I had no idea you would be the most feral child that I had. Gypsy, feral. But you know, I'm super excited, and I love having all of my stuff fit into one suitcase because I'll tell you why. There's so many really cool consignment stores, and when you only have enough clothes for one season, you get a whole new wardrobe every season. You get one and you get the other, and you know. But I do want to say I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be involved with meeting a meeting. You just won't have these cool backdrops. Like, I don't know, it might be a hotel room.
We'll have better ones of like trees and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on where I'm at. You
Not
know?
that your one now is not beautiful.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a boring old hotel room. It could, you know, the thing is, after the Baltimore job, Michael's going to go back to running his own job because right now he's sharing the responsibility with another guy. And I don't know where we're going to be. We could end up in Alaska. We could be in Montana, Wyoming,
Sorry, I got excited.
Colorado. Yeah, I mean, we could be anywhere. And that's what's amazing. This is the longest we've been anywhere since I've been anywhere since we've been married. Before that, the longest was a year. But his jobs last between 3 and 6 months, and so it's amazing. There's always some road adventure to go on. Always some cool things to see. a new place to
I
go.
think
New
it's a
people
really
to
good
meet.
decision. You should see your face right now.
Yeah, your face says it all. Yeah.
So excited,
Yeah.
and I was the one that was fighting to stay here. I was like, no, we're getting older, we're grandparents, we need a place. But nobody came to visit. The kids didn't come out, the grandkids didn't come out. No, and I was just kind of stuck here. I had one friend in town, and everybody was really worried about me because I am about 40 minutes from town, and just kind of out in the sticks. And everybody told me, they're like, we were really worried about you.
Yeah.
They're like, if you got bit by a copperhead, you'd be dead before the ambulance even got there. And I was like, oh, kind of true. So,
Yeah.
but so we'll see how Mikey and Sweetie do. I think it'll be better to have Michael there to help. The last dog I had, Snickers, that I had to put down. He was an amazing dog, and the reason he was amazing was because he was with us both all the time. Always going out and doing things, and they'll be able to get out and see new places. And so
The Christies are going traveling. Different, like not
Yes.
together, but we're going traveling.
Right. We should do that. We should be like the Christie's travel vlog, and you can travel around wherever you are, and I'll travel around wherever I am. And
Yeah.
I'm just excited. So like I said, I'm not stepping away from this. It's just gonna be different backgrounds, and but I'm super excited. So I wanted to share that with you, and that was kind of the last part of me being really angry about it. I told Michael, I'm like, just call them back. And the bad thing is we're renting from family, and that makes it even worse. I mean, it was supposed
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, that sounds like it could get messy quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really did. And we did thousands and thousands of dollars worth of work. I mean, this place would have fallen in if we had not moved in. Like, the table was moldy when we moved in, the carpets were moldy, everything was just so bad. And then for them to come around after we've done everything to fix it up and improve it, to get mad over flooring. I'm like, really? That's it? That's
Yeah.
the cost of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Brand new flooring as opposed to moldy, stinky old 30-year-old
Carpet.
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 It's a
Yeah.
hardwood. It's a hardwood. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, and you're gonna complain. And the thing was, Michael didn't charge him for labor. He didn't even charge him for all the materials. So I mean, it was like they got a lot of free labor. Like, I really feel taken advantage of.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really feel that way. And
Yeah.
I hate feeling that way, and especially from family. And the thing was,
Yeah.
Michael didn't even know this side of the family. He didn't even meet them until he was 40. And we've only been around him for like 6 years. And this is what you do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You
Maybe
don't
that's why
treat
he didn't have any contact. Maybe there was a reason why he didn't have any
Yeah,
contact.
well, that's what he said.
Yeah.
He's like, my mom was right. And the thing is with Michael, when he's done with you, he's done. And he at this point said, I'm done. And honestly, I'm done too. And
It's a good way to be,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think that they think that we're not as serious about it as we are, but I'm really serious. And like I said, for me to get to a point where I'm like, you know what? I don't want you in my life. That is a big deal for me. I don't take that
Yeah.
lightly.
It also
Right.
makes your home not feel as homey as well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like, and this is what I told Michael. I said, I feel like I was a child who got scolded because my aunt like chewed my ass up. And I feel like I'm a child who got scolded. And the thing was, the person who was scolding me, we're the two people who have nothing to do with it. I had no part of the rent or the agreement or any part of that. And then the other people did not want to even talk to Michael himself. Like, they were
They probably
using
know that you're they probably thought you were a softer target.
Yeah, well, I think so. And
Oh, yeah.
And last night I told my aunt, I was like, wait a minute. I don't have anything to do with the rent, the agreement, doing any of this stuff. You're talking to the wrong person. And she just kind of kept on. And at that point I was like, you know what? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm good. And I told Michael, I said, when you talk to them, you can tell them that this really was my decision. Like, drive it home,
Was it
because
your family or Michael's family?
Michael's family. And see,
Probably
that's
better if you did, because
Michael's family, both sides of his family are just not good. Like, they're just, it's two really awful people got together and had Michael, and I'm so thankful for that. But either side of the family is just, they've either lied to us, stolen from us, conned us out of stuff, treated us badly,
Yeah.
and
yeah, fuck them, leave them. Go travel.
yeah,
Sorry,
no,
I should be
well,
a bit more
and
careful
so,
about. But honestly,
and Michael's, mom's side of the family, we did. There's only one person that we talked to on that side. And then his dad's side, which is this side, I'm like, you know what? No, just
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I'm done. If you're gonna take advantage and that kind of thing, I'm out, And Michael's
Yeah.
like, I wasn't around him for 40 years. I've only been around him for 6. And he's like, I don't need to be around him the rest of my life.
No.
And,
Right on.
so like I said, for me to make that decision was a big thing,
Yeah.
I
especially
also
to get angry and then to say, just, I don't want to see you. I told him, I said, I'm completely fine to put the keys in an envelope and mail them back.
Yeah.
one of the things
Yeah.
I think that's like one of the things I think that's good about now is that we know that just because they're family, we don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family doesn't count for everything, because sometimes family's pretty shit. So
Yes.
we
Yeah.
make our own family, and that's
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
think is we make our own communities and all that sort of stuff. And that's something I like about this internet stuff at the moment. Is there are
Yeah.
some bad, terrible things about it, but there are some really good things about it. Like,
Really good
this
things.
community, really, really good things. I would never know any of you without
It's
internet,
just like life. You take the
and that
good with
makes
the
me
bad.
sad.
Yeah.
It
Or
makes
the
me
bad
sad to
with the
think that
good.
it
And
just makes me
I
sad. Because I just
I
like,
really,
if I hadn't have gone to that meeting at one particular time, come across Carol, I would never, come across finding a meeting. I don't even know where I'd be right now. So,
I'm
and
glad you're here.
me too.
it's I really wanted Michael to have one side of his family that was,
I
I
know.
wanted him to
Want
have
it, but
one thing to hold on to. And I literally told him, I'm like, well, you got my mom and my brother and sister-in-law and my nephews and my kids. So they don't ask anything of us. They don't expect anything of us. They've never, in the
Yeah.
whole 10 years, ever, no one, my family, you could put $100 bill on a kitchen table and they could literally be starving with no electricity, and that $100 bill would still be there when you came back.
I'd be like, hey, I'm taking this. I'm going to the shops, getting some food. That's what I'd do. But I understand what you're saying. It's not like there's certain families that know how to be a family, and there's some who just don't.
Yeah.
Thankful that I'm thankful that my family is that. I mean, my kids don't call up and only call when they want money or need something. Like, they literally call and just want to know how we're doing, and they get excited for us. And my mom's never asked for anything. My aunts, uncles, brother, sister-in-law never asked for anything. My nephews get super excited because Uncle Mike is cool. Uncle Mike with cool race cars. And, I'm just crazy Aunt Christy. And, but it makes me appreciate my family, because I see in him that not all families are like mine. And I'm so thankful. And that's another thing I wanted to share too, is that, for a long time, money was a really difficult thing for me. I grew up pretty poor. We didn't have it. then I had it with Jason, and then I didn't have it, and then I kind of have it again. And I always felt embarrassed by what I had, or embarrassed by the life that I had a little bit. Like, it made me feel bad sometimes. And one of the things that I realized was Michael works really hard for our life, and that I shouldn't be embarrassed by it, and that I'm
Right
not
on.
a horrible
There you
person,
go.
and that because I
Yeah.
have because I have the things I can help my friends, and I have helped my friends. And I
Do you think
have,
you feel that way? You didn't have enough before, and now you feel a little bit. Now I've got more than what you feel like you deserve, which I think you deserve everything. But but coming from so little, and then having, almost, you can probably get whatever you wanted, and that's like, there's such a change, and it's hard to adapt.
it is, well, and I'll tell you what, it all came around. There's this pair of shoes that I wanted, and they are retardedly expensive shoes, but they are my dream shoes, and I've wanted them for years. And I am to the point where I could buy those shoes, and it would not affect us being able to eat. It wouldn't affect our bills. It would not affect any of that. Like, I could literally just buy those shoes. And I was so
Buy the
excited
shoes.
because I wanted to come on here and tell you guys I can buy these shoes. And then I thought, that is
This
the
is a voice saying,
shittiest
buy the shoes.
well, and
Buy the shoes.
my first reaction was, that is the shittiest thing to do, because there are people out there who are struggling, and what a jerk are you to come on and say, I can buy these shoes. And it was that moment where the universe just kind of stepped in and said, you know what, you're looking at it all wrong. These are your friends, and they're
Yeah.
going to be happy for you that you can get
And
these
demand
shoes.
you buy the shoes. I would like to see these shoes.
But
Yeah.
And demand you buy the shoes. She'd like to see the shoes.
oh, yeah. I mean, and they would be my lifetimes. I would wear these shoes to Walmart. I would be buried in these shoes. I mean, these shoes would never come off my feet. I would have them in the in floors, and I would walk through the mud in them and then clean them off. Like, I mean, I'm serious. They're like that level of shoe. And but that's the thing. And I was talking to my friend last night. I was talking to Eva, and I'm like, am I a horrible person? And she's like, not at all. She goes, you're so humble, you're so gracious. And she's like, and people would truly be happy for you because you're not that. And that is part
I
of
bought the shoes.
what, hey, you know what? If I had enough, I would buy all y'all some of those shoes. I would be like,
But you know how you're talking about.
if you want shoes, you can have shoes too.
Christine came over.
But see, you know how you're saying you've got the shoes that you've always wanted, you love them, your favorite pair of shoes. These are my shoes. These are my Doc Martens, and they're like the most expensive pair of clothing I have. And they're like, special, and no, they're very rare. You can't actually, not actually in production anymore. These are my shoes. Buy shoes.
Right? Well,
Yeah. Love it.
and that's when I realized, I was like, I come on here and I talk about manifesting and being positive and everything else. And how can I say that when I can't even be positive about my life, when I feel guilty
There you
about
go.
what I
Yeah.
have? And if you feel
Yeah.
guilty about what you
Yeah.
have, God or the universe, however you see it, is not going to give you everything that you deserve. And Michael and I work hard. And so it caused me to pivot, and I wouldn't have had that pivot if it weren't for you guys. So, like, whereas you guys are working on this issue over here, or this issue over here, I'm working on just accepting the life that I have because I do deserve it. And and that's a huge
Why?
thing for me to say, because the old me would have been like, I would have gotten the shoes and I never would have shown you. I would have been like, because I would have been
Ashamed
embarrassed.
of awesome shoes? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's just because look, I'm not going to stop. I want to see the shoes.
Believe me,
It's
when
just
I
because
get them, you'll see them and you'll know. You'll be like, oh. I mean, well, I'll just tell you, they're Christian Louis Vuitton shoes. They're the red bottom shoes.
Oh, nice. I can't wear
Yes.
heels. I do love those shoes. Though. I've always wanted the red sole heels. Shoes, Louis Vuitton.
And that's the thing. But that would be one thing that I would never get rid of in my gypsy life. I'd be like, I'm sorry, no. We can be homeless, living in a tent, eating once a day, but I am doing it in my Louis V. Sorry. Like,
I'm getting buried in there because I think I'll trip over if I was wearing heels if when I get into heaven at the gates. So I need to be wearing sensible shoes. You can wear your Louis Vuittons. I'm wearing my Ducks. Because I don't want to fall over. Just imagine, get there, gate. Boom. Sorry, St. Peter. A little bit clumsy.
yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like, even though there's kind of one kind of upsetty thing, but it's really positive. Like, my life is really going in this super positive direction, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. I love you all so much, and
I'm
you've
glad.
been here for me
Yeah.
through some really.
Kristen, you have no idea how great these are.
Seem like heavy stuff, but it's been really heavy stuff for me. Stuff that I never admitted to anybody, and to be here and then to be on the other side of it and be like, my life is going up, is positive. So
Doesn't it feel
Super
great?
excited
I
for
am
you.
so happy
Super
for you.
excited.
Yeah.
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 I
mean, you're just grinning from ear to ear. I haven't seen that.
beanie. That's what I was saying before about the face. You can tell something's changed because your whole demeanor.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
you look like a little elf. Sorry, a happy little hobbit, not the angry little hobbit. Nah, yeah, no,
And
you just look, you're beaming.
I told Michael was I said for the first time in a long time, I feel like myself again. I feel like me. I feel like I am, and I am such a minimalist. I'm not even joking. Like when I really leave, like I will show you guys my closet, and then I will show you what I leave with, and it doesn't bother me because to me, it's the adventure, it's the excitement, it's the joy, it's getting to see my husband every night, and it
Yes.
used to be in my life, people would ask, where are you at now? I would have these crazy things happen to me. Like one time we found a human skull on the beach in Kenai, Alaska, and no one was shocked. They're like, of course you did. What'd you do with it? Did you pick it up? Did you carry it around? Did and that has not been my life in a long time. I've been very dependable. It's like every Thursday I go into town and I get groceries and I come home and I go for a walk at this time, and I'm just not a dependent. I mean, I'm dependable, but my life is much more flowy, and it feels like all of the energy just broke loose. And now and Michael's like, you sound like the woman I married, So
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like this will open up some things for you too. Just the excitement and being able to see him all the time. I feel like that will open up some of the other energies too that might be struggling. I think it'll be really good. I think it'll be really good.
I'm so excited, and I'm I'm going to be going to Baltimore. We're going to be staying in an extended stay hotel, which are not the coolest hotels always. Sometimes they're a little suspect, but you know what? Even that, I am so excited. Like I've been to Maryland. I've not ever been to Baltimore. I have to drive through West Virginia to get there. So like, if you guys know Deliverance, like that's where I'm driving through. But I'm just locking the doors and going, like,
Yeah.
to get to it. But yeah, Zelda, it was I was, the first year and a half it really wasn't too bad. I was very excited to be here. And then after that it really did get lonely. And the community that I live in, people I'm the youngest person here. Everybody else is like 70 and older. So
Oh my God.
was very, it was very difficult
Oh my
for me. And I was very lonely, and I just continued to kind of hold on, and then it all just broke loose last night. Like, and I told my best friend Eva, I was like, I think, because I believe everything happens for a reason, and I said I think the reason I was here in Kentucky was to learn to appreciate my husband more, to appreciate my life more, and to get over this money thing that has been going on with me, and just accept, you know what, I'm blessed. And because I'm blessed, I can bless other people. And I don't mean that in a conceited, snotty way, you know what? When you have abundance, you can share it. And whether that's knowledge or whatever, you share that.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be embarrassed. And
Well, yeah.
I was, you know, I mean, I really did feel bad. And you know, just don't stop. Just no, we ain't doing that.
Right on.
Well, it's kind of like you were operating in survival mode, that kind of thing, and it just takes a toll.
Yeah, it does.
That's very true. That's very true. I didn't think of it that way, but I think I was. It was just like, okay, go here, you know, go into town for whatever hours, come back, you know, and now I get to, you know, it's my favorite thing to travel, just to see the places.
That's amazing.
You know?
Yeah,
And
we know that you were so desperate for younger attention that you were even listening to Alexa, which I'm glad that's you and not me, because if I say hey Alexa or hey Google, all Google does something like that.
Oh, my Google can't hear you now. She should be going, hey, that guy's weird. Bit of a callback. But yeah, I was wondering, Christy, do you feel like sometimes, like, does other people make you feel bad for being better off than you were?
There have been a few people, who have made me feel bad, but mostly it was just me. Like, I felt like, kind of like I didn't deserve the life I had. Like, I felt like I had to apologize.
Like an imposter system. Like imposter syndrome, what they call it, yeah.
Yeah, like I would go to get my nails done, and people would they would be like, "Oh, did you just get off work?" And I'm like, and I would be like, "No," and they're like, "Oh, were you off today?" And I was like, "No, I mean, I don't work." And they're like, "Oh, you know," and it would make me feel bad. And instead of saying, and this is what I used to say, and I stopped saying it when I moved here, and I didn't realize it. I used to say, I'm lucky enough that my husband is able to provide for us in a way that I don't have to work. And that's how I used to say it. And then when I got here, I was like, I don't work, you know, and I did feel bad. And Kentucky is a poorer state. There's a lot of drugs around here. There's a lot of poverty. And I did kind of feel guilty.
Well, that's not your fault.
No,
I don't understand. How can you be blamed for having a better situation than other people when you've got nothing to do with their situation?
That's right.
Yeah. And but I did feel guilty, but like I said, it was like
that's probably because you know what it feels like to be in that situation.
I do. You know, for 1 year for Christmas, my 3 best friends got together and bought me a coat when I was 16, 17 years old, because I didn't have a winter coat. 1 year, my other best friend, and this is the sweetest thing anybody's ever done for me. It was after I left Jason and I had no money. My kids were going to have no Christmas. I had no food in the fridge. I was working at Taco Bell. I was making $9 an hour as a shift manager, and I had nothing. My dad had cancer, so my parents couldn't help me. And my best friend, Tori, she and her mom, she called and she said every year for Christmas, they would go get every tag on those Christmas trees, you know, that you would see. They would literally pick every tag and they would buy every Christmas gift so that every person on that tree got it. And they said, this year, we want it to be you. And they bought every single gift my kids got that year. And I mean, they bought stocking stuffers, presents from Santa, presents from me. Their name was not on a single thing. They bought me $400 worth of food. And they paid my bill. And I had never been so thankful for someone in my entire life. And I promised that if I ever got to a point where I could help people because of what they did for me, I was going to help them. And I've helped my friends, you know,
Mm.
And that was the point where I realized, like, you know what? This is my turn to pay it forward. And I don't have to do it in a fancy way of, look what I did. Like, nobody's ever going to know. Anybody that I help, no one's ever going to know it, you know?
Yeah.
And that was the moment where I realized, like, that's what people with that kind of abundance can do for others,
Yeah.
you know? And that was the most abundant thing that anybody could have ever done for me.
Right
And
on.
now I can do that. And I feel good about that because that's who Michael and I are as people, you know?
Yeah.
Good to
And
feel good.
even my mom, she was like, I don't know anybody who just gives $20 to a homeless person on the side of the road. And I'm like, well, that's somebody's child. And that was me. Now, I never held up a sign on the side of the road, you know, but I know what that's like. And it was like the moment that I realized all of this, sorry, my nose is running, was the moment that everything broke open for me. And it just went, it was like that beaver dam like Carol was getting rid of yesterday. It's like somebody just chucked dynamite into it and opened it and like down came Niagara Falls. Like, um, but I wouldn't have been here without you guys. I wouldn't have. I would
Aw.
still been just, you know, in this little house, living my quiet little life alone, not having connection every day, not having everything. And
Oh,
you
wow.
guys really, you inspire me. I don't think you guys know how much you inspire me, and how much you have changed how I look at things. Because there's a YouTuber that I watch, and one of her things says, if you want to put a little something something in your drink, go ahead because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And I used to laugh at that, and now my reaction is, you don't know who's in recovery. You don't know who's struggling, and
Mm.
who are you to go on the internet and say that? And that's not anything I ever would
Well,
have thought before. So, well, this is Michael again. So I'm gonna have to hop off. Thank you so much for listening. I love you guys
yeah.
all.
Love you
Love you.
too.
Love you too, Christy.
Yeah.
Sorry, we
It's
feel
so
like we've had a
it's so
minute.
good to see her happy.
I
I
know, she's
know.
just
That was
beaming.
amazing. I mean, wow.
Yeah. I'm excited for her. I really
I
am.
am too.
Yeah.
I am too. Life on the road can't be easy, but I mean, she loves it. So, my
Yeah.
goodness, go for it, girl.
Yep.
Some people are just meant to travel, I think, and
Yeah.
not be in one spot.
Yeah.
And I kind of
Right
feel like
on.
perhaps that's me also. You know,
But
Right on.
for all
so
intents and
don't
purposes, she pretty much wasn't even married, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have that little contact, it's
Yeah.
yeah, it
It's
must be
just on
hard.
paper at that point.
Gotta
yeah.
be
It's just on
hard.
paper. Yeah.
I
And they
Well,
couldn't.
they made
traveled
it
for
work.
Yeah.
7 years together. They traveled for
Yeah.
7 years together
Yeah.
and then had that 3 year lull, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they know traveling more than they know that quiet life that she was living. And I think that that's going to be really
Right.
important for them to connect better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't, Steve and I fuss and fight a lot, but I can't imagine trying to be married to him long distance. That just
Right?
doesn't sound like any kind of fun at all.
I'd forget. I'd be like, oh, what? I'm married?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I better ring that guy. Because I'm like that with my friends. You know, like if I don't get contact, I just forget they exist, and that's that's not my fault.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't love all my friends and all that sort of stuff. It's just that if they're not in front of me, I don't think about them.
Yeah.
And that's a neurodivergent thing, I think.
I
For
think
me.
that's kind of understandable, normal.
But so that's one of the reasons why I try and keep in contact with you guys so often is because there's always a little. Even if I'm not in the meetings, I'm always watching or I read the Facebook and all that sort of stuff. So I'm always about, and just not always about.
Hi,
I'm
little
probably gonna have to
human.
go soon too.
There's a little human back there.
Hey, Mia.
Yeah, she can't hear you. She can't hear you. Yeah, she's in the headphones. Yeah. So I'll probably have to go soon too. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I just love this group. You guys are great.
It is good. It is good.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys, for letting me process that stuff earlier about, the relapsing and You know, it's a problem sometimes. You know, it just is.
We're always going to have those questions pop up. Always.
That's true.
And
That's true.
just like I was saying about last night, you know, Tommy relied on his crew a little bit more last night. And for you, we're here for you just as much, too. This isn't just for us. This is for you as well. So, you know, I'm happy that you're comfortable enough venting with us and that you're happy. You feel as if you got something out of it, because we get so much out of it.
Right on, for sure.
Yeah.
I get that neurodiversity. Yeah.
Neurodiversity. There's so many. You know, I think the word neuro. I'm having a bit of an issue with the way words are used lately. Like neurodiverse is being used, is bandied about too much, or not enough.
Okay.
You know, brains. Children are born neurodiverse because their brains are malleable. So to say that not everyone is neurodiverse is to say, well, what, your brain is forever set in the way that it is, which is not even true.
Right.
You know? So it's. Yeah, I think everyone is neurodivergent to a sense, but not everyone has neurodivergency. Neurodivergency is like autism and all that stuff.
Yeah, I can,
Yeah,
but
man.
I don't think Rolling Stone. I don't think that I have the patience. But yeah, I can. I've done it before.
Wouldn't they get itchy? I don't know.
Yeah, they do get itchy and they feel wet.
I just even thinking about it, I just what? They feel wet?
Yeah,
I'm gonna look at people with beards a whole different way. I have to tell you. Why are they wet?
It's like your skin never dries out or something, or I don't know. But yeah.
Okay. Well,
oh goodness.
It's the way I'm just waiting. I'll try it.
I'm just trying to get ready. I'm going to go spray that. I've been working up on that unit since time began.
Time immemorial.
Sorry, Steve, we stole her.
No bugs. There's no bugs in this.
Okay, well, good.
But there's dirt.
Okay. And you're going to blow it out outside.
I got my little stand.
You too, Lene.
Blow it out outside.
Zena Turner says, "Hey, Steve."
Hey, Tina Turner?
Zena Turner.
Damn it, it was Tina Turner.
Well, Zena Turner's even better.
Zena Turner is
yeah.
But Tina
It's
Turner
Warrior Queen who can sing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Warrior Princess.
Not as good as it gets.
full of crap.
Yeah, Steve, you know. But we like him that way.
Good. All right, guys, I'm going to say goodnight too, just to kind of get some relaxing in and maybe get some TV in today. And then take a good night rest.
Good to see you, Stacia.
Thank you. Good night, and thank you for all the birthday wishes earlier, everyone. I appreciate it. I love you all.
I'll send
good
you
night.
A
love you too.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got friends come. I don't have people come stay at my house like friends. So I've got a friend coming with a couple of kids tonight. So I'm like,
magnifying glasses. I don't know.
That's cool.
Right on.
So everyone felt like they had a meeting. Anyone else?
Yeah, I definitely do. Thank you guys so much.
Carol, think of a cart. No, that one takes too long. What's a good trick? Okay, take your hands, interlace your fingers like that, and interlace your thumbs. Okay? Take your 2 forefingers, your pointing fingers, hold them an inch out. Okay, inch apart. And now your fingers will start to move closer together. It's like there's magnets inside of them. It's like you can try to hold them up, but they are going to start moving together. You cannot stop it. It will start moving together. Okay.
Is that because you're saying that, or is that just a thing that happens?
Maybe I'm doing it wrong and my fingers don't work.
Well, actually, what that one's an easy one. What you're doing is when you lace your fingers and you lace your thumbs, what happens is your body will naturally do that.
Okay.
A lot of mental. That one's an easy one. A lot of mentalists will use that. All the other ones I know
take.
It's just
too
like
long.
you're just doing something to your muscle, and it like makes
Yeah.
it flip. But
Yeah,
it
yeah,
really
you're-
freaks kids out.
Yeah, it
Like,
will naturally. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this freaks kids out because I'm like, oh, look at me, my finger's broken. And I'll be like, oh, that's disgusting. And like, yeah, they're all broken.
Like I said, I studied that for a little while.
That's pretty cool.
It doesn't
like-
help. It doesn't help at all one bit with tube of terra peanuts, though.
I'm gonna be doing that all night.
Co-workers are idiots.
But yeah,
Yes,
the important part is to
tube
get the
of terra.
thumbs locked. That's the important thing, because
The
that's
thumbs
what.
locked.
Yeah, because that is what will draw your fingers closer.
You know what? I can't follow instructions, so.
Whew.
Yeah, co-workers are idiots.
And Chris
say that in
Reed
English
didn't even
language.
talk me into this one.
Good advice, huh? Lenny? Have some good advice.
Hey, stop picking on us millennials. Actually, am I a millennial? I don't know.
I'm definitely Gen X. Just, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, I was born New Year's Eve, like just before 1979. So I'm just like, cusp. I'm a zennial.
Right
Don't stand
on.
up in a canoe. I can't even stand up like not on a boat without falling over.
Don't
so
stand up
just
in a
imagine
canoe. That is good advice. That is good advice, I gotta say.
Especially if
I
it's
had
crocodiles.
one. One. You know what I like about one? It's not two. It's one.
One is the loneliest number.
Cosmic, what games do you play? You've got to be a gamer of some sort.
Yeah, I'm Minecraft. This is all for
Minecraft, okay.
Minecraft. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of others as well, but I haven't had too much time to play anything at the moment. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
no, I'm a
thinking-
gamer.
I was thinking it looked like a gaming rig, so I was wondering.
Yeah, that's why it's all sparkly and all that sort of stuff. So, actually, I can have it so it goes with like rainbows. And sometimes I'll just sit here and be like, I'm playing with my keyboard. What are you doing? Playing with my keyboard.
You're just mean, Lord Kiss Freak. Mean.
Yeah, I know what happens when I have three, and it usually happens in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh, I'll never do three again. Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, my little buddy Will, he's coming over tonight. He's got this. He can't have sugar. Like if he has sugar, he is a nightmare, and he actually cries, and it harms him in some way to have an overload of sugar. Anyway, someone left a lolly out, and he had he basically just had 100% sugar, and we were trying to figure out a way of getting him to not eat. Just pick up whatever is around, because it could have been poison. It wasn't anything that looked like a lolly. It just was something. He would have tasted it and then would have been sugary. So I was thinking, well, I know somewhere where you can get like really hot peanuts. He won't be trying that again. I don't know if it's child abuse, but if they're doing it to themselves, is that abuse?
Well,
It's a joke.
least-
It's a big joke.
I was glad I was able to tell my doctor at least something that impressed her. I told her about the tube of terra peanuts and how hot they were. She's like, why would you do that? I was like, I have to. Well, why? Because. And she's like, okay.
Well, if you have all five, apparently you're meant to
No.
hallucinate. So, you know what? I don't want to hallucinate. I'm fine. I don't want to see someone crawling out of a wall.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Ugh. Yeah, you're not making me want to get them anymore. Anyway, we found a spicy gum lolly, like a teddy bear. What are they called? Gummy bear. So we're going to order one of those and just leave it out on the table. But it could backfire because he might end up a chili head. I won't say backfire, but you know what I'm saying. He'll be like, "Oh, these all hot now." He's only 4, but
I must admit, though, there was one big thing I have facing before me that I still can't decide whether to get the wet fart or the, what was it called? Liquid ass fart spray. I'm trying to decide between those two. It's a really tough decision.
Sounds delightful.
Yes, it does. I was
What was it
thinking the
called
same thing.
Oh gosh. I
Well,
bet
you guys,
you one of those. Did you ever put like stink bombs in the bins at your school?
Not that they're aware of.
Not that they're aware of. All right.
Yeah, I did
All
that. I did dog poo bombs and all sorts of things.
well, it's about to
I
be
think you're kind of
sundown
punching
here.
both of you. Yeah. All right. Ready to go? What are we doing? Are we doing box
Yeah.
breathing or just saying goodbye today?
We can do some box breathing. Did we want to do that, or just the box breathing, or did we want to do triples? Oh, I already did the triple scoop back tension release. Yep. Candle melt meditation.
Whichever one you feel like reading.
Well, I need some light. Lordy, I forgot to turn the lights on before I started the show. Okay, so I'll have to use my handy dandy flashlight on my phone. All righty. Well, for those of you who are new here, we like to do box breathing at the end of the meetings sometimes. And what that is you breathe in fully for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and exhale in a count of 4. And we're going to do 3 of those. And then I will read a meditation from this Minute Meditations book by Tamara Skyhawk.
Sorry, I'm a chicken.
And yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. So closing your eyes, we're going to take our first breath in, hold, and exhale. And exhaling fully. Next one, breathe in, hold, and exhale. Last one, breathe in, hold, and exhale. A soothing melt of tension. Get yourself comfortable, sitting supported or lying down. Mentally scan your body. Feel your body, noticing that the tension creates a stiffness, a hardness in your body. Visualize that stiffness, hard and inflexible like candle wax. Now, bring awareness to the top of your head. Visualize and feel tension begin to soften and melt. Whole scalp, face, jaw melting, dripping down like candle wax. Neck, shoulders, back, all melting. Arms and hands melting, dripping down, hardness melting away. Hips, legs, feet, and toes melting until all that's left is a puddle. All tension melted away. Enjoy the sensation of tension melted for a few breaths. Continue your day with more ease, reminding yourself to melt whenever you begin to feel tension, and wrap it up with a great big huzzah. Okay. You can do that, Lord District, but I've not been on Discord but once, and I have not been verified and all that good stuff.
I don't know if you know anyone who can help you get verified. Oh, gee. Oh, gee. Oh, who?
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't also you don't have to do it if you don't want to. But it is different.
I'm going to have to work up to being able to
Yeah.
mentally take on learning a new technology.
Yeah,
thingy.
it seems a lot harder than what it is. And look,
Yeah.
I've helped so many people to sign up and stuff.
Okay, never mind, Lord Kissfrey. That's very good. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, if anyone wants any help, just let me know and I'll help. And I'm always about. But And as I said, as I'm not like, banging the drum of Discord, because actually that sounds pretty fun. I might actually go around banging the drum of Discord. But yeah, it's just a different way to reach out, and it's different to Facebook, and it's different to YouTube and all that sort of stuff. And it's really not that hard. I mean,
Okay.
I can use it. Everyone can use it.
Probably harder.
Facebook's harder.
I'm probably making it harder than it is.
Yeah.
Honestly, the actual verification process is difficult. Yes. It will get easier, but it's not difficult. It's just you have to push buttons at the right time.
Yeah. It's once you're past that, it's easy.
Oh yeah, once you pass that, it's easy out. But it's just that bit, and they're only doing that to make sure that people who are going on there are from the boat, so or at least want to have help from the boat, not just some random troll or whatever, I guess.
I love that. All I could think of was faces melting off when the ark opened and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I was like, melting?
man.
I think I melt all the time anyway. I'm melting because I'm the Wicked Witch of the West.
Right.
All right.
Keep an eye on Kiss Freak. He's trouble. You have a great day and try to behave.
Who? Oh, little Kiss Freak. Yeah. Me, I'm like, what is this behave you talk about? All right. I love you, Carol. I love everybody.
You, Cosmic.
Yeah, see you in the morning. I'll see you later. Bye.
You guys, thank you for yet another great meeting. I love each and every one of you. I'm so thankful that you're here. You make this a good, beautiful, and safe community, and I appreciate you, everyone, for that. Hope to see you next meeting. And until then, peace, y'all.